Okay, so opening Unity Hub. I've already got installs here. I did not. I should have checked that. We still got mic check. All right, we got audio. Awesome. I have Unity 22 installed. Unity 2022.3.43 is just the latest stable version. I also have an ancient version for old stuff. Unity 6 is out, but it's still kind of in beta. We'll let them work the bugs out. We're going to use a stable version, so I'm using 22 here. I'll create a new project. And so we're going to use the 2D built-in render pipeline. If I scroll down here, I'm going to call this ITC 110. I'm going to put my initials in it. And for me, even the year, because I get confused. And that's that. 2D, give it a name, create the project. Wait a minute. Scrub through this part of the video. It's going to take a minute. I apologize. So while that's loading, we're just going to focus on 2D in here, just to keep things sane, not go too deep. Literally dimensions too deep. So we'll keep things 2D in here. Unity is what we're going to be using because that's what I know the best. Ideally, you would get together with your group that you're going to create next week and start planning some kind of a 2D game you can put together. If you're like that student that I told you about earlier who just hated making games, and you get with a group of people and you decide you want to make something else, you can do that. You can make, like, you know, utility apps in Unity. It's still just code and 2D things on the screen. Make a calculator to figure out how much you should tip your pizza driver. I don't know. But there are other things you can do. Again, I know Unity and I know games, so that's what I'm going to be showing. But this tool can be used for other things. But I can't show you most of those other things because this is what I know. Yes. You can, but again, once it finally loads up, I'm going to be moving kind of fast. So it's being recorded. It'll be on YouTube. Most of what we're going to do is already in bullet points on the assignment page, and then we can talk about it again on Thursday if we have time. And then also, oh my goodness, if you get lost and behind, we have tutors. So they get money. We might as well make them earn it, right? Yeah. I hate filibustering. Just hurry up and load, Unity. If I turn away and not look, I'll bet it'll do something. Huzzah. Okay. So we got a 2D thing here. Since we told it 2D, it should have all the 2D stuff for us. I've got a scene already. And you can see the only thing in here is a camera. There's the icon for the camera. This little outline is just saying this is what the camera can see. So when I build what I'm going to build it within these bounds so that I don't have to do anything with the camera. This will be a no code. We're just going to use what's in the engine. So first I'm going to go to game object and 2D object sprites, and I'm going to make a square. I can use these little tools here to move it around, drag it, make it bigger. And this is what I'm going to call ground. Right now it's called square. But when I get a bunch of these, it's going to be confusing. So I'm going to name it. Man's first job was what? Okay, Bible miner. What was man's first job? To name things. Yeah, naming animals, naming all the stuff. So this should be all right. Okay. Wow. Didn't think the pop quiz would get everyone this quick. All right, so that's the ground. I'm going to go ahead and make some more sprites, squares, and just kind of drag these around. I'm using these tools, so I'm making what will be called a wall. And then with that selected, I can do this cool thing, and is it Control D? Yes, and then I can duplicate it, and now I've got another wall. So we're just building just a box, basically. I'm going to make some more more objects. So we'll do a diamond. Let's drop this guy in here. He'll hang out there. Control D and I'll make some more. Then I'm going to make a 2D circle. And that circle has to be red. And change the colors of these. So if I select anything here in the hierarchy window, in the inspector, it shows everything that it has and can do. And first thing I can do is change the colors. I'm just going to click on that guy. We'll make the ground green. And if I play this game right now, probably put it on Steam. But it doesn't do anything. This is it. It's boring. I'm going to get ripped to shreds in the reviews. So I'm going to add some colliders to things. So this ball, I want to bounce around. We're going to make like a little Plinko, you know what I'm talking about? A little ball bounces around and maybe goes somewhere. So I'm going to add a circle collider, 2D. And that means it's now got some physicality, some walls, but it still wouldn't do anything until I add for this guy a rigid body 2D. So scrolling down here in the inspector, sorry I'm not explaining everything, I'm trying to speed run. If you click on add component and you start typing in things or searching, and so I'm adding rigid body 2D to this. I already did, go back to it. It's got a collider, it's got a rigid body. It says simulated, gravity scales at 1. So now if I hit play, I know it's going to break, I'm doing it on purpose, it's just going to go away. It just falls. So gravity works on that and everything else is basically a ghost. All right, so the ground, I want the ground to stop the ball. So I'm going to come to the little green square, do the same thing. So I've got it selected from either the hierarchy or the scene window here. Add component, I'm going to add a box collider 2D. If you add a 3D collider to it, it's not going to work as well. Add box collider 2D. And it should hold our, he just drops. He just falls and stays there. Okay. So I'm going to do that to this wall and this wall. If I grab them both at the same time, I can add box collider 2D to each of them. I'm going to do this for these guys here. I'm going to add colliders to these guys. But I want something a little bit different. We're going to go for a polygon collider 2D. So box collider is literally a box. And I'm going to select this diamond here. And if I've got something selected and my mouse is inside the scene view here and I hit F, it frames in on that. So this polygon collider, hopefully, can't see it, somewhere in there. Oh, just a very brief green line. Take my word for it. So a box collider would give me a box. If I need it to conform to any other shape, like even sideways a little bit like a diamond, I've got to use a polygon collider. So that's what's on there. I'll zoom out. We want some other things in here that it can bounce off of. Let me move this guy over. I want to hit that and maybe go somewhere else. Okay, now so every time I hit play, it just simulates what's going on in my scene. Oh, it rolls off and it should get stopped by that wall. So I've got colliders on everything, so they're solid, so we can't phase through them. I've added a couple of colors. We want more than just white things. I think we want at least 3 other colors. So we'll just go ahead and make this guy blue really quick, or some other color. So we met our criteria. And I'm going to do something crazy here. And so just in my assets, my project folder here, project window, I'm looking at assets. I'm going to right click and create a PhysicsMaterial. We're going to call it bouncy. And with that selected here in the project window, I'm going to come up to the inspector and set the bounciness to 1 instead of 0. Now if I go find my circle, which I should probably name ball, on the collider, it says materials, looking for physics materials. So I can just drag this bouncy up here. Circle collider, hello computer. Why? Oh, wait a minute. Am I looking for a specific 2D one? Yep, I bet that's it. Yes, physics material 2D. That's on me. So I wanted to go to 2D, physics material 2D. I'm going to do the same thing. Call it bouncy 2D just so I know. We can get rid of this guy. Bouncy 2D, same thing. Set him to 1. So because it was a 3D physics material on a 2D object, it wasn't going to work. Drag that over. Now he's bouncy. He might be bouncy. I might have to put a ceiling on this thing. Let's see what happens. He bounces around. Okay, got a couple more minutes left. So probably you can put a roof on it so it doesn't bounce away. We want to add some more shapes. So we did a circle and a diamond and a square. We can add in a triangle. And since it looks like a Triforce, it's got to be yellow. Thank you. And we'll give that also a polygon collider. This, okay, he's in the right class. So let me do that. Here. Oh, wait a minute. This is on YouTube. Nintendo's going to come get me. Yeah. Got him. Yeah. Yeah, it's a Dorito with a hole in it. Calm down. And then the other fun one is like little capsules. We just drag that over here. So we've got our move tool. We've got this little pan tool here that moves everything around. We can rotate things using this tool over here. So I wanted this capsule to go like that. You got Dr. Mario. Shh, stop with the Nintendo references. They're going to come get me. So I'm going to add a capsule collider 2D. So that's got some physicality. I'm going to move him around over here. And then the other thing I can do is I can just take this guy and also Control D. And I'm going to make a copy of the ground. Pull that up, and let's see what nonsense we've created. And so things bounce around. Okay. That's basically the assignment. That's it. Let me go check Canvas really quick. Everything else, this should be all listed here. Yep, there. If I'd followed my own instructions, I wouldn't have ended up that way. There's the video from last time that had no audio, but I want to point something out here, and then I'll show you how to package this up. So these have rubrics all the way through, and you'll see what each thing is worth. Okay, so you've got floors, walls, and maybe ceilings, 10 points. You have a ball sprite, 10 points, right? It's got a collider, another 10 points. So just check the rubric before you submit something. It should be fairly straightforward and easy. Should be understandable if you've paid any attention at all in class, and you get, grades, which I guess is nice. All right, let me show you how we're gonna turn this in, because that's kind of a different deal. So I've got this called sample scene. I don't want it called sample scene. So I'm going to do this file and save as, and I'm going to put it in my scenes folder. So I'm just going to call this ITC 110 Plinko, and then I'm going to put my initials on it. Put your initials on it. you have the same initials as me, you're allowed to use mine. Otherwise, use your initials. I shouldn't have to say that, but I've had students put my initials on their stuff. It's happened. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, and so I've got that saved, and I can come down here in my scenes folder, and I can see where that's at. And so we could just zip up the entire project and give me all kinds of fluff and cruft, which is a word you'll learn Thursday, but I don't need all that. So I'm going to come here, and this is my scene. It's got the cool little Unity icon. If I right click on that guy and say export package, then it's going to pull in the material that I made, the scene, and if I had graphics, if I actually got a picture of Dr. Mario Pills, I'm still broadcasting. If I actually got a picture of a Triforce, or sound files, anything else that scene was using, Unity would say, oh, we're using all these things, and it would grab just those and put it in the package. So right now it's just my scene and the physics material. So I just say export, make sure that include dependencies is checked, and you can save it in your project, but sometimes that gets weird for me. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So for now, just to show it off, I'm going to put it on my desktop, and this will be whatever, more names. There we go. Maybe put your initials on that too. Again, your initials. And there it is. So this Unity package file, which is only, there's Andy. What's up? Here's Andy. She's my TA. She will be here when she feels like it, apparently. So she'll be around as a resource for us. Anyway, so I've got this package file. That is the object that you need to submit to Canvas. Okay? So make it a little more interesting, because I'm speed running. I'm not getting to be creative and fun, even though someone told me to rip off Nintendo. So put some more things in, have some fun with it, but that's really all we're doing, is just we're going to making sure we understand colliders, rigid bodies, a little bit of physics material, colors, and how to use Unity. Did that seem easy enough? He said it was too easy. Okay, let's make it harder. I'm kidding. No, that's it. If there's any questions, and if we have time on Thursday, we can revisit this. Otherwise, this video will be on YouTube, and I'll link it in the assignment. It'll be due. Oh, that's a good question. So all of the homework, unless otherwise noted, will be due on Monday nights at 11:59, so that you're not doing last-minute homework on the Sabbath. Monday nights. Okay.